So if you're interested to hear the story how I almost killed my cat last week, but then I decided, nah, let me spend $5,000 and give him a vagina instead. But then at the last second before I did, he actually peed. You are gonna love today's video. It's one of those videos, boys. Little life update. Lots of things going on. Last 2 weeks have been a really hard 2 weeks, if I'm being honest. It all started kind of with my cat got sick. My cat Angelo, actually, hang on. So this is Angelo, AKA the $1 million cat. What's up, buddy? All right, so here's the deal. We don't have children, right? So as you guys know, we have cats. We have I shouldn't say this because it makes me sound like a weird cat guy, but we've got 5 cats. We've had 4 for a while, but then my mother-in-law, Patsy, she passed away, and she had a cat named Boo Boo, who we couldn't give away, and so we now have 5 cats. Anyway, long story short, last week, it was actually 2 weeks ago on like a Thursday, my wife noticed that Angelo, this little guy here, was in and out of the litter box, and he wasn't peeing. And we've had this happen before, one other time. And basically what happens in male cats that are fat, they are prone to urinary blockages. Now, the reason why urinary blockage is so deadly is because if they can't pee, their bladder explodes and all sorts of bad stuff happens as a result of that. And so anyway, he's in the box, he won't pee, we knew what was going on. And he is actually on special diet. Like, he literally eats better than I do, because, you know, the diet that he's on has to, like, basically it's prescription and all that good stuff. Anyway, long story short, there's a lot that goes into it. But basically what happened was, we took him to the emergency vet. They had to catheter him, put a catheter in his wiener, you know, tie it to his tail, and basically just give him fluids and make sure that everything is chilling and coming out for about 48 hours or 2 days, all right? The whole time, I'm a wreck. Like, and I'm just gonna be honest. It's always so upsetting when, like, for me, one of my animals isn't healthy. Like, I cannot imagine how bad it would be, like, if you actually had a child that was sick. Like, for a cat, like, it's our cat, right? And I was super upsetting. Anyway, we're there, and we're trying to see if this will work, because the thing is, like, if it doesn't work, there's only really, like, 2 options. You put him to sleep, meaning, like, you put him down, and, or you have this one surgery that basically is going to create a shorter, like, opening from, like, the bladder to the outside, which basically encompasses them, like, rerouting his urethra, which means they were going to have to slice him, like, underneath his wiener, give him almost like this, like, it's almost like a vagina, right? And it looks like super horrible in terms of the recovery. It's like 2 weeks. He's got to wear a cone. It's just brutal. And so the whole time he's got this catheter in, he's not eating. I'm going there every single day. It was all consuming, and I was stressed out. I was upset, and it was really like, it was horrible. And so long story short, it's time to take the catheter out, and it's like, pray for pee. If he doesn't pee, that means that he reblocked right away, and we need to have surgery, or you need to kill him, basically. And so combine that with the fact that my wife was out of town. She was in Austin, Texas. So it's just me, you know, hanging out with Angelo, going there like 2 or 3 times a day to the vet just to see him, because I'm like, oh my God, like, it was horrible. It was horrible. And so anyway, so they take the catheter out, and they're like, he's not peeing. And they were giving him fluids to fill up his bladder just to kind of encourage, you know, peeing, and he wasn't peeing. And so I'm like, crap, I want to be there. I want to go and see if he'll, like, get in the litter box and go for me. And so I get there, and they bring him in. It's at like 6 o'clock. They're like, we can give you like 30 minutes. The bladder is so full that we are going to risk rupturing. The surgeon is here, basically like scrubbing up. And when we got there, right, he was all like shaved, like they shaved them all down. It's grown in a little bit. Sorry, buddy. Anyway, so I get there, and he's like, you know, kind of frisky, right? And they give me this little tiny litter box. He's not like the smallest cat in the world. This litter box was literally like the size of like a plate, right? It had a few little like sprinkles of this like shitty like litter in there, and I'm like, okay, Angelo, get in. I kept putting him in, like, go ahead, buddy, and he wouldn't get in. He'd get in, he'd get out, he'd get in, and he'd get out. And mind you, he's like kind of dribbling all over the place. So I call one of the vet techs, and I'm like, hey, he's dribbling. I just think this litter box is too small. And they're like, no, it's because he's blocked that he's dribbling. I'm like, every time he's been blocked before, there's like nothing coming out. And so anyway, the clock is on, and I am a mess, right? I did research about the surgery, and it looked horrible. And so when I got there, I'm like, if he won't pee, like, I feel like I need to I'm embarrassed to admit this, but I was basically ready to put him down because I'm like, I don't want to submit him or put him through this. And what I always hear is like, you got to think about the cat. It's not about you, it's about cat. Even though you love him, even though you want him to be there, you know, you got to think about what's best for him and pain and suffering and all that. So I'm like, I don't want to do that. So I'm on the phone with my wife. I'm like bawling. I'm a mess. And she's like, Aaron, you're not ready to put him down. Like, there's an option, the surgery will nurse him back to health. I'm like, oh, I don't want to put him through it. And I'm like, fine. So I say to the doctor, I'm like, fine, let's do the surgery. And he's like, okay, let us get the quote. And so every time you go to an emergency vet, you know, the thing that's so crazy is that they want to make sure that they're getting paid before they do anything. Because apparently, like, a lot of people will get there and they just don't have the funds, like $5,000 to invest in their animal. And so they have to put them down. So anyway, I'm there. They bring me in a quote for the surgery. It's $5,000. I'm like, okay. I'm like, come on, buddy. Come on, buddy. And so I'm putting him in the litter box. And I'm like, my heart is racing. I'm a mess, right? It was literally like, it was so traumatic, right? And so I'm putting him in. He won't go. And so I'm like, okay, I guess that's it. And so I go out to the front. I go, I guess it's ready. He's ready for surgery. And they're like, okay, we'll be there in a second. And so the fact is, they took a while, and I kept putting him in the box. And this last time, I put him in, and he sat there. And I'm like, come on, buddy, squeeze out a little pee. Because if he can pee, everything's cool, right? He's not going, but his tail was in there. And so I reach down, I lift up his little tail, and he starts to pee. I'm like, he's peeing, right? He's peeing, which means he doesn't have to have surgery. And so the vet comes in and he's like, so do you mean you don't want to have surgery? I'm like, no. I'm like, pack his ass up and let me get out of here. And that's kind of what happened. But that was literally like my entire weekend from like, it was Friday to like Sunday. And it was so traumatic. Hey, how traumatic was it with Angelo?
Horrible.
It was horrible.
Yeah, it was so sad. I was out of town.
Yeah, was I a mess?
You were a mess.
I was a mess.
Yeah.
But he's good now. He's good. Something else that's good is the house. You want to go over there? I got some other stuff to tell you. This is Piglet, right? She's my girl. She's actually 16, and I am dreading the day that something happens to this little angel, huh? Yeah? She's my soulmate. Want to see my sexy driveway? This is the kind of stuff that I get excited about. Look at that. Ooh. Ooh. Let's go in. So we've got our paint colors for the house, right? Boom. All down there. It's pretty much like whites and grays. We had a meeting with our designer last Friday. And, ooh, mama, it's gonna be so sexy. We actually had like the final presentation. We're about 6 months away from this being finished. And so she's about to actually like start purchasing everything. And we had this incredible meeting, and it was just like next level. And it's also next level in terms of expense. But honestly, it's, when it's done, you guys are gonna be like, damn, Alpha, good job, right? Something else that is gonna be like, damn, Alpha, good job is, in my family room, right here. This is my favorite room. So you know how I was talking about like this big like limestone like fireplace surround, right? It's covered up just to be like safe, right? Something else that we're doing is I told you like we're putting like these big sexy like wood panels. 2 of them have been installed. Look at this. Oh my gosh. They are, what are they? 14 foot tall. These wood panels, we're gonna end up like staining them, but these are all so beautiful, right? Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. It's my first time actually seeing them. And then the color they're gonna be, I can actually show you. We're gonna stain them this color, so it'll be right like that. But look, they're so great. You guys are gonna freak out when you see this. It's gonna be insane. Something else that's insane is firework. Oh, here's something else I'm dealing with. All right, I got these holes in my roof, right? We're not ready to like cover it up because the speakers and the fan go up there. Well, there's birds that are like going and nesting in there. And so at first I'm like, okay, stop them. And now I'm like, oh shit, well, what if they have like a nest and babies? I don't want to like trap dead birds up there and I don't want to kill them. So we're just going to let them rock until they hatch. They only basically take about 2 months. So that is good. Also something else that's good. Look at that, the limestone. This is going to be the color of the flooring in here and the pool deck. It's gonna be all this nice, super sexy limestone, which I absolutely love. I am a sucker for limestone. They started installing it around the pool. It's all coming together. But something that's not great is my uncle, I just found out last week, has prostate cancer, and you know, it's a pretty aggressive form. And the crazy thing is that he had his PSA level checked a year ago, and it was like 1.5, and he went to have a life insurance policy done, and they checked it, and it was like 40, like 1 year. And so, and that's like, for those of you who have no idea, like that's like insanely high. So anyway, he's dealing with that. He's going for second opinions, trying to figure out what the treatment plan is, what the options are, but it sucks. And you know, this is a like an aggressive kind. It's very like aggressive. It doesn't mean that you can't treat it and beat it, but it sucks, right? And you know, and he's my mom's brother, younger brother, and you know, it's just, once again, it's like fucking cancer, man. Like, cancer fucking sucks. You know, and it just seems like the older that I get, you know, the more I'm having to deal with it. And that's why I'm so adamant about preaching and talking to you guys about, you gotta go get fucking checked. Like, if you're not like going to get like an annual physical, like you're an idiot. You're an absolute fucking idiot. And one of the things that really, like, speaking of idiots, just got me so like, just like, in the video that I did and I posted recently about, you know, money can't fix this, I talked about my issue with my colon, right? I've had, you know, two colonoscopies, and I've had 7 precancerous polyps. I just got pathology back on the 2 that recently got removed, and everything was good. They said, hey, we'll see you in 5 years. I said, screw that, I'll see you in 3. I'm not waiting 5 years, right? I'm going back, because once again, it's like, if you can check shit out and you can catch it early, a lot of times you can fix it, or you can fix it easier, or you can treat it easier. But with this, you know, once again, it just reminds me, you've gotta get tested. Even though you get tested, even though you get blood work on a regular basis, it doesn't mean that bad shit can't happen. Well, in that video that I posted talking about colonoscopies, the amount of negative comments about people saying, oh, it's just a ploy to get money from the hospital and all sorts of like I'm just gonna live my life and screw it, like, you're an absolute idiot. You're an absolute humongous idiot if you're not going to take preventative or precaution to make sure that you can be as healthy as possible. Because even though you're like, yo, I'm just going to live my life, or, oh, it's just a money grab by the hospitals, like, like, you got to be a different kind of stupid to actually believe that. And I get the whole, like, hey, I'm not going to look, and so I don't want to know, and if I don't know, then I'm like that. But, like, for me, that's a pathetic answer to you just being scared, or you not having the financial means, or health insurance, or whatever. Like, figure it out, guys, right? You're an adult. Hopefully you are, or you're a grown-up, right? You're here watching a business channel. The only business you need to focus on right now is making sure that you're solid, making sure that you're healthy, because if you're not, like I said, nothing else matters. Go in for annual blood work. It's easy. It's not that expensive, right? There's even a company called Merrick Health that I've mentioned about and promoted before. Like, you can go on, you don't even need a doctor. You can basically go to that place, sign up for their blood panel. They'll basically send you to a lab core. It's a few $100s, and then they're going to analyze everything and let you know what's going on inside. Or if you have a doctor, which you should go in once a year to go get regular checkups, right? It's just the smart thing to do. And as I get older, and as I have more people around me that are having and struggling with health issues, and the more health issues I have personally, the more I realize it's one of the most important things that you can do, if not the most important thing that you can do. All the money, all the girls, all the spicy senoritas, all the watches, all the big houses, it doesn't fucking matter if you're not healthy. Like I've mentioned a gazillion times, you know, health is the one thing that money can't buy more of, right? It doesn't matter. Once you're sick, you're sick. But the beautiful thing is that if you just look under the hood and take a peek once in a while, you can see. And the truth is, you gotta have a baseline, right? Just going in for like one physical and your numbers being a little bit out of whack, whether or not it's cholesterol or whatever, right? You have to you've got to see like history. The history is what's going to show you what's going on. It's going to show you like what's tracking differently. And those are the things that you can identify and figure out and be like, oh, this could be a reason why. Let's do some tests and let's figure it out. Gentlemen, don't be stupid. I cannot tell you how important it is for you to be healthy. Like, and I know that some of you are still going to be like, it's just a money grab and I'm just going to live my life. And you're a fucking idiot. Like, no offense, but you're an idiot. Anyway, not the feel-good vlog of the year, but if you dug it and you like these kind of more casual, more kind of me and you type vlogs, why don't you drop me one of those? And I hope you dug it. Anyway, I hope you're safe, I hope you're healthy, and I hope you do what you need to do to take care of yourself, because I love you, I think you're incredible, and I know that you've got incredible things ahead of you, but the only way you can do that is if you're here to do it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you later. I love you. Bye.